So this was a part of the president's press conference yesterday that I thought was very important, and I haven't seen a lot of folks around discussing what happened. So basically, the president is asked by a journalist whether or not folks without documentation, if they feel they need to get a test, if they are experiencing symptoms or whatnot, whether or not they can go get a test without fear of being arrested. So let's take a quick look.
And please.
Mr. President, are undocumented persons welcome at testing sites, and can they show up and be tested without fear of being reported to immigration officials for possible deportation?
It's really a fair question. I think I'll let.
It's a very important question.
Would you like to answer that question?
Question a lot of folks
Please,
think
please.
at.
Surgeon General?
We know from a
Surgeon
public
General's
health perspective that it is important that people who have symptoms can get tested. But as you heard earlier, we are
Regardless of citizenship.
well. We know that the virus doesn't judge based on where you're from.
No, it
and so
doesn't.
it's important that we try to get people tested who have symptoms. But the important thing that we really want people to hear is that inpatients need to be tested. We need to prioritize our healthcare workers. And one thing I would like to say to you.
That's great, sir. And again, I understand you're Surgeon General, you're not the president, but it's not answering people's questions. Continue on, sir.
Well, very quickly, on behalf of the doctors on the task force, healthcare workers, we hear you. We hear you, and we absolutely are prioritizing your health and safety, making sure healthcare workers can get tested, inpatients can get tested, people at highest risk. But to answer your question, yes, we absolutely want to make sure people who have symptoms who could be spreading it can get tested.
Without
Surgeon
fear.
General, I have a question, sir. Sorry, question.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Surgeon General.
All right, we'll get Vice President Pence to say something presidential, I guess. Go on, Mr. Vice President.
Department of Homeland Security addressed that issue a few days ago. Customs and Border Protection actually issued guidance that absent
What does that hand movement mean? What does that mean to actual folks? It's not a yes or a no, sir. Continue on.
certain circumstances, Customs and Border Protection does not target emergency rooms or health clinics. And I would refer you to the website. They issued a very clear statement
Check the website.
making it clear to
Very
any
clear.
person that is in need of a test or medical care that Customs and Border Protection is not focusing on emergency rooms or health clinics or the drive-through clinics.
So that they could come in without fear of.
Yes, I'll answer that. And if that's not the policy, I'll make it the policy. And I was just.
Well, you heard him, folks. Thank you, Mr. President. That was very presidential right there. Question was asked, there's confusion, you made a decision. Now we're going to hold you to that. Mr. President, we are watching. Continue on, sir.
Just saying, as Mike was saying that, the answer is yes, we will do those tests because I think in that case it's important. I think that if you could say illegal alien, you could say illegal immigrant, you could say whatever you want to use your definition
We're all in
of
this
what you're
together.
talking about. We're all talking about the same thing. Yes, we will test that person because I think it's important that we test that person, and we don't want to send that person back into wherever we're going to be sending the person, whether it's another country or someplace else, because, we're now bringing them right out of our country. But yeah, we will test those people. Okay? Thank you.
I just thought it was important that we know this. So basically, if you're somebody out there and you don't have papers, the President of these United States has said that if you feel you need to have this test because you're expressing symptoms or something, you can now go to these different testing facilities without fear of being arrested. Okay? That's, again, you don't do crimes and stuff like that, but it's just based upon your immigration status. We're all in this together. Hey, thank you all for watching. Peace out, stay safe, and long live the elbow bump.